what we've talked about before. All right, so uh, I've said it before that structure is very important. I mean, market structure. It is called market structure. Market structure is very important. And then um, it is what you use 90% of the time to know what to do in the market. Market structure is what you use 90% of the time to know what you do in the market. So let's just use, because I'm sure that Bitcoin is not a very this thing. Bitcoin is a very common this thing, common pair you guys must have been hearing every time. Bitcoin is very very popular. Yeah, everybody that we do. So I prefer to use Bitcoin. So now market structure. So market structure um, is very important, like I said, and uh, no, there is no need. I want us to use more of charts today so that it will be easier for you guys to do the assignments. So we are going to use more of charts today. And I would like us to use BTC because it's very popular, like I said before. So now look at this market now. Look at this chart now. This chart you are currently seeing here. If I am asked to mark out the market structure from this chart, I believe I'm asked that what is the market structure of this chart? It is something that is very, very simple and straightforward. I've explained almost everything you need to know. I've explained not almost, I've explained every single thing you need to know about market structure. I have explained break of structure, I've explained change of character, I explained shift in market structure, and I explained internal and external structure. I explained the swing structure, right? Those are the five things we've talked about so far. And look at price from this eye. You can see how price was moving. I mean, this is a very good example of what I always talk about. When you say single leg, you can see I've said it that from each of these eye, they are called structural points. So when I mean point, this is a point. Let me use stay in drawing. So structural point. This is a structural point. A structural point. A point. A point. If you can ask me, that is still a point. Anyone? This is a point. A point. A point. All these they are structural points. I'm going to be marking out the obvious points. When I mean obvious, like this one, it is a very obvious point. You can see the pullback, but this one now is not that obvious. You can see the difference between this eye and this eye. This eye here give a very good pullback, but this one is not that obvious. But it's still a structural point. But I'm going to be marking out the obvious points. So all these ones they are structural points, right? That is not what I need. So I just want to like show it. So now let me start. This is a high. This is a low. So if I'm going to be marking it, this is a single leg. Where is the pullback? This is the pullback. This is another single leg. Now, from what I just marked out now, let me use now let me use a bar again. From what I just marked out now, this is another point. So we have a low from here, we have another low from here. So now you can see that Bitcoin has been buying, right? From this structure, Bitcoin broke structure, it broke the structural point, it broke the structural point, it broke this structural point. So you can see that Bitcoin has been buying. We are breaking structure to the upside, right? We are breaking structure to the upside, and then we had from here, we moved to the downside, we pushed. Now, I want you to look at it. This low push price and price printed this high. This high push price and price printed this low. So what has happened here? What has happened between, let's say this is A, B, and C. Three of them are structural points, right? Three of them are structural points, but what has happened there? You can see that if the market structure is bullish, if the market structure will continue buying, like I said, price has been buying, we broke structure, we broke structure. So if the market structure will continue buying, what will be our expectation? Sorry, like, let me relabel it. This is going to be the A, B, C, and D. So, uh, Mr. Paul, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So, if the market is going to continue buying from bullish market structure, you know how bullish market structure is? If price is bullish, what will happen? Price will be buying, right? So, in this
Yeah.
market structure now, if price will continue buying, what will be our expectation?
A lot of people want to buy.
Yeah, I know, but what will you be expecting? You that you understand market structure, if you understand market structure, what will you be expecting? Since market is buying, market structure is buying, so what will be your expectation? You know, I've said it that market is bullish. We have been
Yeah.
buying. So if the market is buying, we had this. Let me just pull it out. Let me remove it. Oh, it's not together. So I'm going to join them together now. We had this, 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 and this. So if the market is if the market will continue buying, your expectation is that this is it. Your expectation, this is A, B, C, D that I label. So my expectation is that I'll be expecting price to break above A because the market is buying. I mean, the market structure is bullish. So if the market, you can see the market has been buying from here, we broke structure, we pull back, we broke structure, we pull back, we broke structure, we pull back. So from point A to point B is the pullback. You see, for point C to point D, they are internal structure. I want you to understand because the major structure here is the A and the B, which is the pullback. You see this C and D, they are inside of this A and B. You can see that they are inside. They did not go above and they did not go below. Look at it here. A and B, I just put it down. C and D, they are inside of this place. So they are internal structure. A and B is the pullback. Let me relabel it. So, like I said, that market structure has been buying. I'm going to relabel it now. Market structure has been buying. If I'm to mark out the market structure, we had pull back, break of structure, pull back, break of structure. Am I making sense? We had a pullback, break of structure, a pullback, we broke structure. Now, where is the pullback? This is now the pullback. You can see that it is the pullback. So what will be my expectation? My expectation is what? A break of structure. Since market is bullish, I want market to continue buying to give me a break of structure. So now I'll be expecting price to break above point A. So point B is now going to be what? My protected low, because market is bullish. In a bullish market, the low should be protected. So point B is going to be the protected low because I'm expecting market to break above point A. So you now see that point C and point D, they are inside of this structure. So I want you to understand that this is a single move. Now, inside of that single move, I mean inside from point A to point B, that is a single move. You can see that inside of it, we have other moves. If I'm to go to lower time frame, we have other moves like this. We have other moves too. But I will talk about that later. I just want you to understand this. Now, from point C to point B, we have this. So A, B, C, D. We push it. So our expectation is what? For price to break. So this low here, this low, I mean this B and this D, they are still at risk. Now, they are still at risk in the sense that price might still come and break them out. Why? Because neither B or D, none of them has broken structure. You know, our expectation, I said expectation, it has not happened. We are still expecting it to happen. You understand? So our expectation is that we are expecting price to break structure to the upside, to break point A to the upside. So far point A has not been broken. Point D and point B cannot be protected. They cannot be protected until they break above point A, until they break structure to the upside, until a valid break of structure happens. If a valid break of structure has not happened, price can turn this place to a point and price can start selling. And once price starts selling, understand that the place that price is now targeting is this low or this low. Why? Because this low did not break structure. We did not break point A, which is the main structure. So if price starts selling, this low will get taken out because it is a weak low. I explained a weak low. It did not break structure to the upside. B2 might get taken out. Why? Because it did not break structure to the upside. So if price eventually now come and sell and take out point D and point B, and price started buying, now what has happened? So this now means that this low is now the internal structure. Now, you know, I said it that when you want to trade structure, always look at this, right? This is what you should look out for. And then for the bullish scenario, this is what I said. So what is it? So what I draw out now, if it later happen, I don't know, maybe it's going to happen, but I'm saying if it later happen, so if price now come and take out point B, this is low, right? Why? Because it did not break structure, it did not break above point A. It was point A that gave birth to point B. Point B gave birth to point C. It produced point C. You can see that point B, it was the one that produced this point C. Point C produced this point D. So anytime you are marking out your structure, you mark out your structure like this. You mark it out a point, this I printed this low printed this I printed this low. That is how you mark out your structure. And what I said it last week on Tuesday, right? I said you join them together. That is when it's going to make sense. So if I'm to mark out all of this now, I know that point A It was the one that printed that led to this point B. So point B led to point C. Point C led to point D. So if price starts selling with, so for our point B and point C to be a valid low, for our point B or point C to be a valid swing low, it must break the high that printed it. If it did not break the high that printed it, it is not valid. Look at it here. This is what I'm saying. You can see that this high, it was, let me look at it. This high here, this high printed this low. For this low to be valid, it must break above the high that printed it. In bullish market structure, if a low printed a high printed a low, and price start buying, for the low to be a valid low, it must break above the high that printed it. So that is what it will now call, that is what it will now lead to a break of structure. That is what led to a break of structure. So that is what I'm trying to explain here, that for point B or point C to be valid, they must break above point A. And if the price will not break above it, they will become a weak low. Both of them, they will get taken out. And if they get taken out, that does not mean a break of structure. That does not mean that price is now bearish because they get taken out, because price break structure to the downside, because the price broke this low. Does not mean we are now bearish. Absolutely no. So point B or point C will now be the internal structure. So if I'm to draw it out from what I've said, this is what I said you should always look out for, right? Always look out for this, right? So if I'm to draw it out now, if I'm to draw it out from what I've explained, I said that if price eventually starts selling, so we are expecting point point D and B to get taken out. So this is it. So this is T, A, B, C, and D. So if price starts selling, point D and point B will get taken out, because I said it that because none of them, they didn't break above the point A. We didn't break structure. Now, if they get taken out, this does not mean that we are bearish, because price might still continue to buy and eventually go and now break that point A we are expecting, right? And now, does this now make, if you see that if I join this together, it will produce this structure I say you should start looking at for. So meaning that you are not going to take this will not be the push, this will not be a pullback, this will not be that price took out internal structure. Like I said, it will not be internal structure before a break of structure. So it will now produce that structure I said you should always look out for. So I said it, this is what you should always look out for. This. So are they the same thing? Look at it. Are they the same thing? A break of structure. So this is it. A sweep, a break of structure. Any one of them. So far price breaks above the high that printed it. So far we take out liquidity. So far we take out this low and we broke. So we took out this low and we broke both this and this. So price is still going to end up at the end of the day print it. So what I'm trying to say is that because price break below point B or point D or point B does not mean that we are now bearish. This is just price taking out internal structure. And why are they internal structure? Because they did not break structure to the upside. All right, so let's continue. Let's now see what happened. I'm not trying to like start doing this. I just want to like show you guys how this works. So if point A, like I said, if point A did not break, price is coming to take out these two lows. Price is coming to take them out. If price not break structure.
Hello, can I ask a question, please?
Yes.
All right. The point A, B, C, D you just drew.
Yeah.
You know, you drew something that broke the high, the previous high. That is A.
Mm.
You did a sketch.
Okay, okay. Is this what you are trying to ask? That the sketch I did, sorry, the sketch
That
I
broke
did.
that broke that A, which is
So you
the
were
swing
like,
high.
is it because of this break here?
No, 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 no. You did a sketch just now on this chart. Yes,
Okay,
there's another one. Yes, yes.
something like this.
Then it went up. Yeah. So you now broke A.
So
So you now gave a break of structure up to the upside. So that means that B is now valid at
mm,
this point.
yes. So
That
far
means
we
that
break
B, which is a
any
low.
low.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
any low that now break above this A, any low at all, it will now become the new low. If let's assume that this is not the low that left to this break
Mm-hmm.
here, so
Yeah.
this will not become the valid low. So this will not be part of the whole structure. You don't need it anymore because price has taken it out. We don't need this anymore. Price has taken it out. This will not be our
Yeah.
new low.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
You
I get.
understand?
I
Yeah.
get you. Yeah.
So now let's continue. So let's see what is going to happen. I don't want to like clear the label. So let's see what is going to happen. So I've said it that if so far price did not break above A point, the low D and B, they are not safe. They are not safe, and you can see now that what happened here. I want you to you have we are going to be following it step by step. We are only looking at structure. This is how you get to like study structure. Now price took out this I. So what you can see that point C, price took it out. What low led to point C to be taken out? It was point D that led to C to be taken out. But like I said it that point C and point D, they are internal structure. A and B is still the main structure. C and D, they are inside. As you can see, they are inside of it, right? So they are internal structure, right? So until point A is broken, nothing, we are not expecting anything to happen. So price continues selling, point D get taken out. Like I said, definitely we expect point B to get taken out too as well. We expect point B to get taken out too as well. Now point B get taken out. So point B get taken out. After point B get taken out, what we will be expecting later on, we will still be continuing. Price could still be selling, oh, but we are not going to wait for price to now switch bullish. Then that is when you will now expect. So like I said that point B is now used as the internal structure. So if I'm to draw my structure, this will not be a push. Now this is now a little pullback. This is now a push, but not a break of structure. It is just price taking out internal range liquidity. So if price eventually now give us this bullish structure that we are expecting now, it's going to lead to a break of structure. So this is what you want to always draw out. Now, I'm going to be fast because this is just us looking at structure. We are not really back testing entries and all of that. All right, the network is really bad. So we continue selling, right? We continue selling. Now, oh my God, let's now explain this thing now. You can see that when price, based on structure, right? Still structure. When price was selling, what happened? You can see that we are giving bearish structure. We are giving bearish structure. We had a push. We had a pullback. We had a push. We had a pullback. What are we expecting next? Bearish structure, right? We are not bullish for now. For now, we are not bullish because point A, price hasn't broken above it. We are not bullish. So what next? A break of structure. And if a break of structure did not happen, what happened? What might happen? A shift in market structure. What I mean by a shift, you understand what I mean by a shift? Shift if price refuse to create a new low, because this is bearish, price was supposed to create a new low, but if price refuse to create a new low, we are going to have a shift and price will continue buying. So our expectation for now, based on the current structure, is that we're expecting a breakout structure. That is going to be our expectation. And if that did not happen, let's see. Let's just see what is going to happen. Yes. So what has happened here? A shift has happened. We have broken above this high. Because in a bearish market structure, I've said it that your high should not be broken. So a shift has happened. So we broke above this high. We broke above it. So now I want to ask you, this break here, does it totally mean that price is now bullish? From what I have said, that you should always look out for this, or you should look out for this. From this break that happened here, does it mean that price is now bullish? Mr. Paul, does it mean that price is now
No,
bullish?
no, price is not. It's not bullish
Okay.
because it's
Price is
still.
not yet bullish.
Yeah, it's not yet bullish
Okay, because it's still what?
because it hasn't gone up above the A.
All right, that's very good. So we are still not yet bullish because we are still trading in on the internal structure. And from
Okay.
what I've said it that you should always look out for this. We could still sell, right? We could still sell. So price is because we could still sell like this. So from what I've said that this is what you should always look out for, right? You allow price to take out internal structure, then breakout structure. This is what you always want to look out for. So there is a high probability of us still selling based on structure. Based on structure. So let's see. And if that did not happen, if price now come like this, probably price now continue buying. We need another break of structure. Let's see if price is going to give us another break of structure. That is when you will know that okay, we are now bullish. Okay, so from the look of things now, we still did not break above the A. We still did not break above the A. We still did not break above the A. So let's continue marking out our structure. We had a little pullback from here. We had a push. We had a pullback. But I want you to look at what is happening. Oh. This pullback, we didn't break above this. You know, from here now, we are buying. We had the first break. We had the second break. What are we expecting? Third break. This low was supposed to lead to that third break. But now I'm seeing that price is not breaking it. So the low will get taken out. So let's see if price is going to break above it or not. And if price will not break above it, then the low will get taken out. I mean this low. What I mean by the low is this low. This low here. Because this low did not break above this high. Now let me be fast because I really want to waste time here. We still did not break above this high. We didn't break above it, and eventually we take out the low. We still did not break above it. So price now gave this pull. So because we did not break above it, we came to take it out. So since we came to take it out, two things is either this low here is now used as the internal range, then we go and break structure to the upside, or we are going to pull back and we continue the sell to the downside. So from here now, you know, this is just structure. We don't have other confluence. But from here now, let's wait for one more pullback. So we had a pullback. We had another push. So we are going to be expecting a pullback, another push, something like that to the downside. So you can see how we are taking out internal range. You can see now we had a pull back, we had another push, pull back, another push, pull back, another push, pull back, another push. Now, Mr. Comer, you know that why will you be expecting price to take out this low? Are you there?
Yeah,
Hello?
okay, you were saying something. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Yeah, I said, will you be expecting price to take out that low?
Yeah, it depends. The price can take out that low, but it depends. If because this bearish movement is giving us here, that
Yeah.
first of all, there's a liquidity here. The first this low that led to this low here. that gave birth to
Which low?
this one that you drew here. Yes, just come back a bit. Yes,
This
that
one.
one. Yes,
Yeah.
that one gave birth. That one is giving. That one started a bullish movement, and you see the other low here did not break structure to the upside, so it started giving us a bearish movement. So that bearish movement is giving us right now this last low here, the last one now. Can you see it now?
Yes.
That last low is just going down to take liquidity. This one, yes, that
Okay.
one just is going to take liquidity. It's just going to take out internal structure. So we may likely go down to break that
This
major
low.
or that low. Yes, but it
Mm,
all
yeah.
depends. So it's either it goes down to
See,
break that low or it goes back up again.
okay, but this is just about probability, and at the same time, you just having this understanding of the market. So from this move now, I will be expecting price to take out this low. The reason is that same thing that Mr. Paul said. We still haven't broken above point A. I just want you to
Yeah.
understand how powerful this structure is. This point A, which is the last higher high, this is the last higher high. We still haven't broken above it. Our initial expectation from what I drew up before, that I said it that if this low breaks above point A, then this low will not be our swing low. But we still did not break above point A. So since we still did not break above point A, it will get taken out. It becomes a weak low. It is still
O-
weak,
Okay, let me ask a question.
right?
What if there yes, sorry. What if
Yeah.
at this point we have, let's say, like
Mm.
a news or something, and the thing that went not to, that went the opposite direction, which is the bullish direction, and I went
See,
to
I just
break
want you
that.
to understand.
uh, yeah.
I just want you to understand that news, I don't know the way everybody sees, but when I'm talking about technical analysis, yeah, I know some people
Mm-hmm.
don't really believe that technical work with news. But me, since I have been trading, I trade I use technical news or without news, and it still work. Sometimes I don't even know if there is news or no news. I just trade. So let's leave news aside. I want you to look at something. I want you to look at something. This low that you are saying now, that you are thinking
Mm-hmm.
maybe it will go up, maybe price will break it. Now, look at this bearish structure. That is why I always tell my student that whenever you are trading, this is what some people used to do. I'm sure, Mr. Kome, you are very used to this. So some people will not do something like this. This is not their inducement, right? They will not do something like this and they want to buy. Now, I always tell my students not to trade like this. The reason is that I cannot blindly ignore this bearish structure just because I have a demand from here, just because I have this zone from here. You understand me, Mr. Coleman? Just because I have this zone from here, I cannot neglect this bearish structure. Now, look at this bearish structure. Let me draw it out properly. I didn't even draw it out properly. I always say that always mark out your structure like this, right? Internal, external, internal, external. You just want price to take out internal, external. Now, if I'm to mark it out now, if I'm to go to let's move to lower time frame and let's mark it out correctly. So you can see when price was selling, we moved. We are moving all the break of structure. This is the break. This is a break of structure. This is another break of structure. Another break of structure, and another break of structure. Now we moved from let's start from here. Push. We had this little push. We broke. We had this high. We took it internal, external, internal, external. Now, we didn't take out internal from here. This is what I was saying that are not obvious actually, but we didn't take out internal. So we pushed to the downside. Now, we didn't take out internal, but you can see how we are taking out internal from here. We moved internal, external, internal, external. So this eye, we didn't take out the internal. Now, where is another internal? This is another internal. Now, what will I be expecting? Let me show you. Let me see if price is going to do that. But based on structure, that would be my expectation. So this is internal structure. This is internal high. These are structural points. So let's see. Good. Now, look at it. What do we have? We have taken out internal. We have taken out internal. This is not a break of structure to the upside. I'm still explaining this thing again. Price is still bearish. This is just a pullback. You see, this is just a pullback. Now, this eye here, you know that this eye here now, this eye did not break this low. It only gave birth to this low. So, look at this structure now. It's just like what I was saying, point A, B, C, D. The same thing. A, B, C, D. What happened? C and D, they are inside of A and B. Just what I explained initially. C and D, they are inside of A and B. So our main structure is still A and B. So until price breaks above this A, before we can say, oh, we are not buying. And then our expectation is for price to break below B because price is selling. So our expectation is for price to break below B because we are bearish. We are selling. This is a bearish structure. You understand me? This is a bearish structure. This is how you mark out your structure correctly. So if price is moving in a particular direction, if price is going like this, I don't trade this kind of structure. I've always said it. This is how I get to understand price direction. If I start seeing any slight pullback, my mind, I will not be thinking of buying yet. My expectation is for price to come and clear out one of these internal structure from this leg and continue the sell to the downside. Instead of just because we are now reversing, then we start buying. This is very, very similar to what happened on Euro USD. Let me show you what happened on Euro USD. Still the same structure. Look at Euro USD. Now, we had this push. This is a push. You can see that this pullback now, this buy here, right? This buy here, what happened? After this buy, we pushed and we break structure to the downside. So this buy here only came to take out what? Internal structure. Like I said, from what I drew out initially from this drawing, you can see it's the same thing with what happened on Euro USD, right? So I said it that if I see price moving sideways and I see price started buying, my expectation will not be to take that buy immediately. My first expectation, what will come first, is for price to come and take out internal structure from this bearish leg first. Right now, if price come and take it out, any one of them, if price come and take it out, then I will look to sell for price to now come and take out the external. Now, if price wants to buy, after price take out internal structure from this leg, if price wants to buy, what will price do? Price is not going to come like this. We are still going to sell, definitely. Now, price is not going to come like this. And then I will now wait for a shift in market structure. You understand what? A shift is when price refuses to create a new low. So if that shift now happen and I start seeing a bullish leg, now this is where I want to engage my buy, not here. This first buy is the pullback. You see, this second buy is the price intent because the shift has happened. It's either shift happen or a sweep of liquidity, right? One of them, if price sweep, you know, understand what I mean? A sweep, like price wicked below it. A shift, if shift happen, this is where I now want to buy, not this. This is the pullback leg. This is where price intent comes in. I just want you to understand that just because you are seeing one single break of structure in the opposite direction does not mean a change of character. If price has been buying and price breaks below a low, that does not mean a change of character. If price has been buying and price breaks below a low, this does not mean a change of character. It does not mean a change of character. So this is just price coming to take out what? Internal structure. Price coming to take out internal structure. So my expectation, if I want to buy here, so after price come and take out internal structure, we take out internal structure. What is going to be our next expectation? Buy to give us a new break of structure because price is bullish. Now, if that is when you want to buy. You want to buy for price to go and break structure. Now, if price is not going to sell instead of buying, now if price now continue buying and price started protecting the high, instead of price to break it, we started protecting it. Price now give us a shift in market structure. Now, this is where I will now sell. This is where I will now sell. So this first sell is just the pullback. This first sell is just the pullback. This second sell is confirming the intent in price. This is something that happened on Bitcoin. You see, this first sell is just the pullback. This second sell is the one confirming that yes, we really want to sell, to go and do something, to go and take out internal structure. That is why price came all the way. I want you to understand. Actually, I'm coming. Oh, I guess my network. I just pray this is not lagging. Same thing that happened here. This first sell is the pullback. That is why I say from point A to B is the pullback. Now, because B refused to take A out, right? Because B refused to take A out. Same thing here. If this is A, B, because B refused to take A out, this is confirming shift in market structure. And once you start seeing that sell intent, you want to sell. So because B refused to take A out and price started saying this is confirming that we are coming to do something, to take out internal structure from this leg, from this main leg, from here. And that is what happened here. So I cannot just start buying just because we broke above here. I need to understand that my main structure is still intact. My A, B is still there. So this place is just the pullback. So once I say this, it confirms that price is coming to take out this low. That low will get taken out no matter what. Even though price will still weak it out no matter what. It confirmed that this low will get taken out. And this is just what is called understanding price direction, just using market structure. So that is just it. Now, if price take it out, same thing. If price wants to continue the sell, what will be the same thing you'll be expecting? Internal, external, same thing. And if internal get taken out, if price wants to continue the buy, is that price give us a shift in market structure. Shift if price refused to break this last low. So now instead of that, we kept on buying. We took out this high, right? We took out the high and then we kept on buying. We kept on buying. We kept on buying. What do? We printed internal structure. We printed internal structure. We printed internal. These are still internal. So there is a probability for price to come, take it out. Now, if price take it out, let's just see. I said I'm not going to waste time today, but all right. I said I'm not going to waste time today, but I still end up. This is 1 hour already. So now price came to still take out internal structure. So looking at it now, we still move from here, pushed. So this is a pullback, and we are moving still to the downside. So because price bought from this low, we pushed, we took out this, this high now become the pullback. Look at it here. That is why I said always try as much as possible to join your structure together. A, B, C, D, pushed. Let's join all of these three highs together before we push to the downside. So it's still same structure that price is giving. Are you following me, Mr. Pome?
Yes, I'm following you. I understand everything very well. I get what you're saying. I understand.
All right. So I am going to give. Okay, let us just let me just clear everything. Let me just clear everything and see what happened. Let's see what finally happened. So after we took it out, you can see now we now have, this is where we now had a shift in market structure. You can see that this was where I stopped. This was where I stopped before. So we pushed. Now after we pushed, right? We pulled. What will be the next? We want to see a pushed. We want to see a break of structure. But instead of that, we didn't break it. We started buying. So what do we have? A shift in market structure indicating buy. So we started moving internal. We started doing something internal, external, internal, external. Before Bitcoin finally we now went to break point A. See how we traded and inside of all of this thing that happened, we are trading inside of this last high and this last low. This is the low, though this was this yeah, this was taken out as the internal structure too as well.
I want to ask you a question. Finally,
Yeah.
that point
Mm,
A, which is that I has been taken.
mm.
So which of the low is now your confirmed
Valid
low,
low.
valid
Yeah.
low, which is this one? I can't see it here. I
The
think
the
it
one
should be the
no, let's
one
just
that
go to higher time frame. Let's go to more higher time frame. No, so A is get taken out. We have plenty lows. We have first, second, third, fourth, fifth lows. I mean five lows, right? So
yeah,
told you these are internal structure.
yeah,
So if
internal.
I'm to
So
confirm
it
the
should be
low,
the
if
first one.
this is the low, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm coming. All right. So please, this is going to be the end of the session. At the end of the day, what happened, Mister? This thing did not join us. The rest is only two of you that came. Hope no problem. Mr. Paul,
Yes,
how you doing? Are you following the
I'm good.
class?
Yeah, I'm following it. But uh, it's somehow confusing anyway.
Hmm?
I'm following it, but it's somehow confusing. Probably I will
Yeah, I've
understand it
told you
later.
that.
When I go
Yeah,
through
I
the
just
class.
have to learn. All right. So, um, this will be the end of the class. I'm tired. I'll call you after the session, Mr. Come.